This week's episode is going to be our list of attractions at Disneyland that could use a little refresher. This is episode 77. I'm Soraya.
I'm Aurora.
And together we're just your average Disney travelers. So happy Easter. It's Easter weekend.
Woo!
I think that's your response to like everything. Woo! Like anything you like. Everything you like. Just a woo! Anyways, so we were thinking about it. We actually had a different podcast episode planned. And then, to be honest, I just was tired and feeling like I didn't want to have to do any research. And so with Easter weekend and springtime and so much fresh and new coming out. The trees are getting their leaves back, except we're in Arizona and it's different here. But most places, it's nice in spring and everything's coming back to life. We thought, what attractions at Disney could use a little freshening up, a little bringing back to life? And actually, I've got to say, I think this is kind of hard to come up with a full big list because Disney does a decent job at trying to keep things fresh, and they're frequently going through and refurbishing things. Like even a thing or two on here might actually be in the process of getting a refurb, and so it's hard to say if it really needs a different freshener. But anyways, what are your thoughts on that in general? Was it hard to think of attractions?
Only a couple, because usually if they're the attractions that need to be renovated, we don't go on.
Yeah.
But like sometimes it's not. But like I'll always. But like Autopia, we don't go on because.
So a spoiler, that one made the list.
Yeah, but like there's a couple, but a lot of the other ones we don't do.
Yeah.
Not only because they need renovated, so. And
this list is not what, it's not like what we wish could be completely replaced necessarily. It's just, they should be they should be changed.
Yeah, I guess renovated.
Renovated, yeah.
Implies that.
But so here's another spoiler. One that did not make the list that y'all know I want to put on there is Goofy Sky School. Because I don't really want it fixed up or refreshened or updated. I just want it gone. But not everyone shares that opinion. That's okay. So anyways, we're going to talk about attractions. We're going to list off the ones that we think could use a little bit of a freshener. Just like updating. Something to make it a little bit better. Yeah. Do you want to start off?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what's the top of... Well, and these aren't really in a particular order.
These are just the order of which we came up with them.
As we thought of them.
Yeah, as we thought of them.
Okay, so what's the first one?
Matterhorn.
Yeah. What do you keep saying about that? What you think that they should do?
I keep saying, try to fix the jerkiness of it.
Yeah.
But you're saying how that probably isn't possible at this point.
I think that they've tried multiple times, and I don't know, and I'm not really sure all of the ins and the outs and the whys and the, why nots and all that, but they've had that attraction down for refurbishment so many times, and there have been multiple times that afterwards it is a little bit smoother, but there just still is something about it that just jerks you around. So I don't know. But, if there was some way to give it a smoother ride, that would be nice.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyways, other than that, I don't want the attraction gone. I think we mentioned this before. I think that Matterhorn the mountain needs to stay there. I like the idea of it being something of a coaster kind of track type of ride. I just wish they could get it smoother. And if they can't, then I wouldn't mind it switching to a different type of ride, but I don't know what.
Yeah.
So, anyways, but yes, it needs to be smoother, and I don't know. They need to get Fairy Godmother in there to wave her magic wand, or Genie with his magic lamp, or somebody that's got some out of this world solution, because so far what they've had to work with hasn't quite worked. Okay, the next one, and this is one of the spoilers we already gave you. Autopia. Autopia just absolutely needs to be updated. I don't mind that it's there. It takes up so much space, and yeah, you could do so much with that space, but it's classic. Just Walt loved it. Kids love it. There's just so much there, but I think they need why is it so hard to come up with a solution to the fumes in this day and age? And it's supposed to be in Tomorrowland, so this is kind of like the future. Why are we still having this nasty smell?
Air pollution.
And it just stinks. It gives me a headache. It makes me nauseous. And so we don't. You're right. We don't go on that one. Because when you were little or your sister was little, I would go on it because you guys loved it. But man, so long as I don't have a little person just dying to go on that, I am not going to put myself through that. So I wish that they could update that. And I don't know that why would it shouldn't be hard. I don't know. Make them electric or something. I don't know. But I don't know. Anything would be better than it is. But all right. Do you have another one?
Yeah, Space Mountain. This one, like, not
it's kind of funny that you say it.
Yeah, but like not like where it gets like
changed
like at all. It's mostly just like the effects. Cause like let's be honest, a lot of time like you barely see anything. It's more like a roller coaster in the dark rather than roller coaster in space sort of thing. And like the effect, like kind of like it's just like words. But like the effects are just very dated.
And this is actually one, as we were discussing it before we started recording, your dad, was part of the conversation. This is one he brought up, and it's dated. It's dated, and it could use some updating. He suggested actually with the new Buzz Lightyear movie coming out, having a Buzz Lightyear overlay or something for it, which I know you said that'd be fine for a temporary, but you certainly wouldn't want it permanently.
Oh no, yeah.
Just because you like Space Mountain being Space Mountain. But yeah, maybe just some updating, something. I don't know. I think that queue needs to be updated too. It's long, which is fine. I think that they could add more to it.
Yeah.
There's parts of it that are great, but I don't know.
You try to go in single rider, so.
That's true. That's true.
Remember most of it.
Okay, that was yours. Okay, so one that I had on my list is Pinocchio's Daring Journey. And I feel like this is the dark ride. Okay, so this is a dark ride. It's similar to what I feel like the way that Snow White was when it was Snow White's Scary Adventure. Now that Snow White is the Snow White's Enchanted Wish, it's so much better. I think that they should do that for Pinocchio too. I think Pinocchio needs it. Pinocchio doesn't usually get as long of a line. It doesn't draw as many people. I mean, people go on it, but it's not anyone's first choice.
Yeah.
And so I think that it would be more appealing if they could update it a little bit. And maybe, who knows, maybe that's in the works. Maybe maybe that's on the future dockets of refurbishments coming up. I don't know. But that one, first of all, I've always thought that even though Snow White had scary parts and it was called Snow White's Scary Adventure, I have always thought Pinocchio's scarier. Like, Pinocchio's really scary because it's got kids in cages. It has that the whale, it's just creepy. And so I think kids get scared by it. So I don't necessarily feel like Disney has to take all the scary stuff out of things. But if they're trying to make it this is in Fantasyland. This is supposed to be all the little kid stuff. If they're wanting to make it so that little kids aren't going to come off there crying, then maybe do some of their Disney magic like they did to Snow White. And then on top of that, just make it more, a little bit prettier, like the colors and everything more vibrant like they did to Snow White's and stuff. Update it a little bit. What do you think?
Yeah, I don't remember it that much.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember the last time you went on it. I've been on it a few times, but I can't remember it being one of the last.
It was a long time ago.
Yeah, I don't think it was one. I think it was probably like a time. The last time I went on it was probably a time where I wasn't with you. probably with other people who hadn't been on it before.
Yeah.
And we went on it. But, yeah, it's not one we usually choose to ride, which is, again, that's kind of like, that to me says something. There's some things that we don't choose to ride just because we've outgrown them. Like Casey Jr., train, or, I don't know. Or there's ones that, of course, we don't ride because I'll get sick, like the teacups, And so there are some things that we just choose not to because it just doesn't, we've outgrown them, or they just don't fit into what works for us. But this is one that I would ride more. It's just not as appealing. I think they could use some updating. If they updated it, I think I'd be more eager. Like, I feel like right now I'm more interested in riding Snow White more often than I used to be because it's more appealing now.
Yeah.
So they could do the same thing for Pinocchio.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so what's the next one we have on our list?
Finding Nemo, but it's already being updated.
So it is being updated, and the funny thing is we don't really know what they're doing to it. It's been down forever. I mean, it's been down since COVID started. Yeah. Since the whole park closed down. And it came, when the park reopened, it was one that we knew it wasn't going to open with the park because of COVID. How could you possibly put all those people in the submarine, But then they were doing refurbishments. But nobody knows really what they're doing. Have you ever heard anything about what they're doing?
Nope.
So I've seen photos where they are repainting a lot of like the coral and things like that, so maybe they're going to be more vibrant colors, but that shouldn't take this long. I mean, it was for a while they said that it was going to open the end of last year. That didn't happen, and now we're 4 months into this year and it's still, there's no date even.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's still because of COVID, or what. What I think they should update, though, really has nothing to do with the actual storyline or even the paint on the coral, because all of that I thought was fine. It's a cute story. I like Finding Nemo. Maybe they could add some Finding Dory stuff into it, but even if they never did that, that would be fine for me. What I would love them to update is somehow, and I just don't know how it's possible, but again, find your magic wands or your magic lamp and make it so that the seating and stuff inside the submarines, it's not so cramped, and it's not, it's...
Yeah, I mean, I guess it could be possible to make bigger submarines.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, that'd be a lot.
Yeah, or like somehow, I mean, already that line can get a little bit long. It's a little bit of a slow, because you have to climb down those stairs and back up, and so it takes a while to load those submarines. But maybe if they found a way that they could load them easier, if they made the seating a little bit better and more spacious and not have it so cramped and everything in there, then they could get away with having fewer people on the attraction, on each one, if it was quicker to load and offload, because then they could go through them faster. But I don't know. I haven't heard anything about really what's taking so long with that. I mean, I would like to think that they could, but I just don't know.
Are we sure it's staying Nemo?
Well, I would think so, because you could repaint coral and have it be a different theme, but I can't imagine what they would have it be.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think, I believe it is. They haven't said anything about changing the name or changing the theme.
Okay.
They have said it's coming back. We're just still waiting. Their original date has come and gone. And so now, we're just waiting. So it's hard to say. I don't know. But what I would like for that to be updated is strictly the actual submarine, like the way you sit in it and how many people are cramped in it and how cramped it is and how claustrophobic it gets and how hard it is to get in and out. Somehow making the vehicle better and more comfortable. Yeah. That's what I would like to see change. I don't know the answer to it. That's why they get paid the big bucks. Those Imagineers need to figure out how to do it. And maybe they have. Maybe when we see this open, it will have fixed that. I don't know. But I haven't heard anything about it, which makes me think probably not. I don't know.
Who knows?
Yeah, who knows? Okay, so the next one I have on here, this is what I thought up also, is Pirate's Lair on Tom Sawyer Island. And I don't know if Pirate's Lair itself needs to be changed, but something with Tom Sawyer Island, I think it's a great place. Do you like going to Tom Sawyer Island?
We don't ever go to Tom Sawyer
We
Island.
do occasionally, but it's not very often.
The only time I remember going on it, is when we went with Grandma.
Yeah, so there's lots of trees, there's lots of shade, there's the fun caves to go through, and they have the pirate's lair and stuff there. But here's my thing. Okay, I have a hard time sometimes finding places to just sit and relax. I think I would like to go over there more if there were more, I think that I don't know if they would ever do this, but I think it'd be cool to put in like picnic benches and tables. And so you could go and take your lunch over, or people could sit down and have a snack or drink or something, a space like that up in there. But I don't know. I feel like, I don't know. I would like it updated. Not necessarily completely changed or anything. Just maybe something more added to it to make it a little bit more comfortable and alluring to go over and use it as an escape. Like I said, more seating. There's some, but yeah. That's why I put it on there. I don't know if you agree. I don't know.
It's been a while.
Okay, what do you have next?
The Walt Disney World's Enchanted Tiki Room.
No, I think it's not. It's just Walt Disney Enchanted Tiki Room. It's all Disneyland stuff we've got, but...
Remember, Walt Disney's Enchanted Tiki Room.
Yeah. Do you agree?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Not the Tiki, is there a restaurant that's a Tiki?
No.
Oh.
I mean, the Dole Whip shack is right outside of it.
Yeah, I don't know why, but for some reason I thought there's a restaurant or something
called Tiki.
Yeah,
Tiki Room or
maybe
something.
the Enchanted something. I don't know, but yeah, no, the show should be updated.
And again, it's not that it has to completely change. I don't know. This is gonna be one that not everyone agrees with. I just feel like it's a classic. It's been there for forever, and people love it. But it doesn't draw me in. I'll go when people want to go, but our family is kind of done. We don't really do it very much, and I would like to do it more if it was, I don't know, new or had something about it that was more appealing. It's a great place to go and just sit down in air conditioning and relax for a few minutes, because it is just, you get a back row and you've got the rest. You can lean back against the wall and, maybe even take a small nap or just being off your feet. It's relaxing, but I would go in there for that, not the show. I don't know. I mean, I actually thought about putting Mr. Lincoln on here too, but for that same reason, except that one, I just don't, I don't know. They both Walt Disney loved both so much that it's so hard. I always am torn whenever I'm thinking about, I don't know, do you feel the same way? I feel torn when thinking about like what changes and stuff, because like they're classic stuff and I don't want them to change on one hand, but on the other hand, I'm ready for...
I think at some point, like, maybe not exactly some point, but like if a classic, like, it's like the Tiki Room's a classic, but it's not really a fan favorite.
Well, it is to some people. I just don't think it's like to most people.
Well, yeah, I'm sure every ride has some fans.
Of course.
So like, but like, it's different. It's like one thing to change like Thunder Mountain, but like Tiki Room, like sometimes you gotta change the classics in order to have new things.
Would you want to change the whole thing about Tiki Room, like the story and the songs and the animatronics and all that, or would you keep it and just, I don't know, how would you...
I would probably keep it, but just update it and add new stuff.
Would you update it to like add new songs or new characters, or
maybe a new character?
Yeah. I know for a while at Walt Disney World, I believe it was Walt Disney World, they had some of the characters swapped out. They had like Iago and oh my gosh, why am I drawing a blank? There was another parrot. But anyways, they pulled on some characters from movies to put them into that ride. But then it reverted back after a few years. And honestly, I gotta say, I think I like it better the original way than what they did, Yeah. I feel like if you're gonna put the characters in maybe either it has to be a new character that's not from a movie, or if it's going to be from a movie, then you have to alter it somehow to make it more like it's there. I don't know.
Yeah.
It didn't seem to fit having it be the Tiki Room, but then just throwing in a few characters. I don't know. Anyhow, yeah, I don't know. A lot of these, I feel like I don't really know the solution. All I know is that if I'm going to have to come up with some attractions that maybe I'm a little bit, I just feel are a little dated, or I'm kind of not drawn to, then these are the ones that made the list.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, we do have one more on here. Do you want to, or is it mine?
It's yours.
Oh, yeah. So, Soarin' Around the World. And the only update I would want to do to it, really, is to straighten it out. Can the Eiffel Tower just be straight?
Yeah.
You know, even if you're sitting on the side, can it just be straight? And if you can't do that, then go back to the California one, because I really like the California one. I don't know. It's, again, I love the ride. I actually really like the world version, even though my heartstrings I absolutely adore. I love, 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 and miss California version, which actually is going on right now. They do it for a limited time, usually during the Disneyland's Food and Wine Festival, which is happening now, and it happens in the springtime. And so if you do like the California version, go in the spring during that Food and Wine Festival, and that's when you'll usually, at least the last few years or few times that they've done that festival, they've brought back the California version of Soarin'. But anyhow, for the world version, yeah, they need to straighten it out. And I don't know. I'm not technical. I don't know anything about that. Do they need to refilm it? Do they need to change the kind of film it is?
The California one didn't have that issue, did it?
Not that I recall. If it did, it wasn't as strong. It was more subtle, because I don't remember ever having that feeling of it being warped or misshapen.
Yeah.
You know? And maybe part of it is that the attractions that they do on this one make it more obvious. But I would suspect it had something to do with the change in what they were, because one of the reasons they changed the film was because they were updating the kind of recording they were able to do. Yeah. And so I just wonder if it may be in some ways a better quality, but then obviously it has its drawbacks. Cause
I wonder if if they did anything to the screen.
Well, when they bring back, I have seen Soarin' over California, over California, since they had Soarin' Around the World. And I don't recall, it was on this new screen, obviously. I don't recall having it curved, but I don't know, maybe I was sitting in the middle that time. I don't know.
Yeah, that would make it a bit harder to tell.
Yeah, because when you're sitting in the middle, it looks fine. So that's what you have to do. Right now, you have to sit in the middle when it's Soarin' over the world, or around the world. But anyways, yeah. Anything else we should add to this list? I kind of was thinking I've personally, all of those boardwalk type rides, the over at Paradise Pier, or Pixar Pier now, but over there, the Jumpin' Jellyfish and the Golden Zephyr and all those that are kind of classic boardwalk type of fair type rides. But really, they fit the theme.
Yeah.
They serve a purpose, and they don't take up so much space, and so what would you replace it with? And again, we're not really replacing them. You'd just be refreshing in this, what we're discussing today.
Yeah, earlier I thought of them. I was like, well, they're supposed to be sort of...
Yeah, I don't know how you would freshen them up. So I actually have decided I'm okay with those.
And plus, they're good rides with kids.
Yeah, most of them, like the Jellyfish, it's a good kid ride, and yeah, I mean... Some of them are kind of high up.
It's not all kids are afraid of heights. Obviously,
That's true.
There's tons that are, but the ones that aren't would be fine.
Yep. Anyways, so there was a few attractions I kind of thought about, but really I think that they're great the way they are. I don't know that I would choose to make any changes. But the ones that we talked about today, I don't know. If I could wave my magic wand, at least a few of them would get a little update.
Well, if you had a magic wand, why stop at a few?
Well, I mean, like I said, most of them I actually am pretty happy with.
Oh.
I mean, maybe all of these. Yes, maybe the things that we've talked about, but some of them more than others. Like, I could live with Pinocchio's the way it is, you know?
Well, yeah, but if you're gonna be able to change them, you can just easily... Like, yeah, you can live with it, but you can also make it better.
Well, in that case, I'm waving my magic wand to make everything that makes me nauseous not make me nauseous.
Well, that'll just take away... Well,
there needs to be some spell that when I go on a spinning ride, it doesn't make me sick. That wouldn't be on them.
But you wouldn't change... It would
be changing me.
You'd use magic on your brain.
Yep, my body and my brain. I would love to be able to do that. That would make a lot of things a little bit more enjoyable. But not just Disney. Road trips, cruises, flights.
Oh, you have a much better time on a road trip.
Yeah, road trips are no good for me. So, alrighty, well, we hope everyone is going... Well, by the time you hear this, Easter is halfway through, and if you're listening to this after Easter, it's all over. So we hope you had a wonderful Easter with your family and are enjoying this beautiful time of year. Even here in the desert, this is a beautiful time of year. Cactuses even are blooming, which is kind of fun to watch, and the temperatures are starting to creep up on us here, but for the most part, they're still bearable. And we've been talking to friends and family that live in different places, and people are getting snow still. And Katie, Aurora's sister in Idaho, is just telling me that they've been having a light snow every morning. Still, April, halfway through. That's crazy. But hopefully you're starting to get that spring and enjoying it, and just having a great time with family this Easter weekend. Mm-hmm. So that's it for us this week. We'll talk to you next week.
See you.